it's Matt here from Mini War Footage, and today we're here for a bit more of hobby and chat. This evening, all the way over from America, but all the way from Scotland, is Ian. Ian, hi, how are you?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. We've had a chat before. You did something for Oathwire a while back, so it's pretty good to see you. So just to introduce you guys, if you haven't seen Ian, he posts up on the Oathmark page and some of the Stargrave stuff as well, I believe.
And
you are, yeah, and you are an official painter for the for Northstar.
That is true. Recent change, and it's been really fun actually. Started with a couple Stargrave crew members for Nick, and working on some First Age Middle Earth elves, Noldor, for a big display project, diorama project. Not entirely sure where they're going yet, but it should be pretty cool when it's done. A lot of guys are on it and various things. I'm doing some Noldor right now, so taking the Oathmark kits and representing some elves of the First Age. It's been a lot of fun. Getting all the heraldry and details right so they read as Tolkien elves and things like that. It's been a real treat, to be honest.
All right, wow, sounds like an awesome project. We've seen some pictures up there. I think you've posted yet, so I'll post them up on here. But what I've seen in them, they look absolutely awesome. So have a look, guys, right here. So what was the how did you get the gig? How do you become a Northstar painter?
Well, it was rather serendipitous, to be honest. Mostly I was posting my work on Oathmark for Oathmark, and Michael Anderson and I, the lead sculptor over there, became closer friends and started to chat about hobby and this, that, and the next thing, and one thing leads to another. And next spring, I'm doing the box art for the upcoming Orcs and Goblin slave units, which is really going to be cool. There are some fantastic models. Michael's knocked them out of the park. The Orcs are way more like vicious looking, crazy, bestial pieces than I had really anticipated from the art I've seen in the books previously.
Right.
And I'm really excited to work on them. There's some great little details, lots of heads. They definitely have that goblin feel to them, like the Oathmark goblins, that Dark Age Tolkien-esque feel.
Okay, yeah.
They are a bit bigger, for sure. They're about a head and a half taller, probably about the same size as a human, I'm guessing.
Oh, right, okay.
Though they're a little hunched, so they might actually stand somewhere a bit taller if they were standing up straight. A lot of good weapon options. Some of the champion options are looking really, really plush. One of my favorites from the progress I've seen is the champion leaning on an axe. Big old double axe. Love the thing. Can't wait to get my paintbrush on those.
Oh,
and the Goblin slaves are equally cool. They're very... they look really... trying to find the right word. I want to say they almost just look like angry. They're angry little downtrodden beasties with great poses, some vicious faces, some great hand and weapon options. The bodies themselves have some really cool various clothing and things that are going to be great to paint.
So rags and that sort of stuff.
Lots of cool rag bits, lots of things that are going to be fun to do in various like colors and things. Spots there you could have like ragged, almost uniform party colored things on top of like torn up drab rags, that sort of thing. It's going to be really neat.
Cool.
All the swords are looking nice and vicious, scimitar-y looking things. They're really, really cool. I'm really excited for them. I wasn't going to do an Orc and Goblin army for myself, but I am now.
But you are now. Okay. So you heard it here first, guys. The Orcs and the slave goblins are out and about.
They're ways out yet till we're going to see some frames, but they're being worked on, and we're starting to come up with ideas for the color schemes and things. And sometime next spring, I believe, is where we're at.
Nice. Well, don't quote you though.
It may be a bit longer than that. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I'm sure that's I know some of the boards and the Facebook group and the Discord and that there's a lot of talk about when are they coming. So it sounds like
they are in fact coming.
Yes, sounds like first quarter of next year we may see them. That's brilliant. So yeah, so you're going to do all of the box art as well.
For both those sets, yeah, I'll be doing the official figures, which is really cool. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So do they just? I mean, this stupid question.
Sure.
I take it they just sort of Nick phones you up and says, "Okay, I want them to look like this," or is it? How's the process go? I don't. Yeah, well, don't give any trade secrets away. I don't want you getting in trouble. But yeah, just out of interest, I'd be really. It's for me. It's like, how does this sort of process work?
Well, I get a brief essentially. So Nick will send me an email with detailed marching orders on this, that, the next thing. Mike will probably have a color test and a palette in mind. We'll go back and forth a bit. I'll put together some test figures. We'll tweak what I've done. And once they're happy with the general aesthetic, we'll just put them down. And one at a time, I'll paint them up as nicely as possible and get them back to them.
Oh, cool.
And from there, they get really pretty pictures taken in studio, and that goes off to manufacture.
And then that goes on. So the art that we see on the back of the box,
yeah,
back box. Yes, that is going to be that's going to be super cool. Have you ever had anything? Yeah, have you ever had anything like that before?
No. It's awesome. My first big one.
Wow.
I've done a little for a small company called Have a Nice Day for their classic AD&D line. I'm working on some bugbears right now for them.
Yes, I've seen them. They look. I mean, the paint job looks awesome. So
they're neat little models. They're like your very classic sculpts. The neat part of it is there's a lot of sculpts.
Right.
I was expecting when Ben contacted me maybe 5 or 10, and it's more like 20 or 30 different sculpts, including civilian bugbears and civilian ogres for the ogres I did for them. So you have the women and the children doing their chores with in firewood, or a couple of them have brooms. Women doing so you can really fill out the old wandering monster chart. So like in the old monster manuals, it'd be like you'd have 7d6 warriors, 12 children, and a sling of females, and this, that, the next thing. The line covers them all, and it also has a lot of heroes that just started to release, I want to say, this week. And the heroes, there's a couple hundred in the line, if I understand it right.
Wow.
Both male and female from all the different races, and they've covered a lot more cultural base than the old school boxes used to. You really had a lot of very Western European sort of sculpts in the old boxes and things. There's a few that broke that mold, but this collection has things from all across the globe in that classic style. So you have Aztec looking figures, you've got Japanese figures, Chinese figures, you've got Indian type figures, American type figures. It goes all over the place, and I think that's going to be really neat. You can really find the right character in that classic style for what you have in mind.
Yeah, you don't normally see that sort of much diversity in figure, and I didn't use that word lightly, but you don't generally see that. I mean,
no, and it's a neat idea.
I mean, the Frostgrave, you definitely do in there. The female wizards, you've got definitely got heads in there that African, and from the Far East as well. So you've got those Oriental sort of look to them. I don't know.
There's at least one or two that are distinctly Egyptian looking in that set.
Absolutely,
which is
I was looking at the tribal guys for our Ghost Archipelago, and they look sort of Aztec-y, Inca type things. So there's real good diversity in Northstar, but you go and pick up a lot of other model sets and they're all Caucasian. I've got a problem with that. It's it's a point. I don't want to cause any controversy. I'm not trying to do that or make any point or statement or political. We'll just get that out there now in case I get any comments. But yeah, no, that's cool. That's really cool. So how long? I mean, just out of interest, how long does it take you to paint a figure? Because it takes me ages, and yours are really good and mine not. So
well, it takes time. So right now the elves I'm working on for the first stage projects are about 6 hours a pop for one of the Northstar basic elf figures. That includes like freehanding the shields and everything, and that they're simple, but it takes a long time for me to get consistent, simple geometric designs on everything. Something for my elves take me between 4 and 5 hours. That I've shared on the Oathmark pages and things. I'm working on some 30-minute a day horses. For a cavalry unit, the average cavalry model I did for my Brysher Rangers was around 12 hours with the horse and everything. Something a little more complex, like a GW figure, can take me a couple days, pending what I'm trying to do with it. But on average, the fastest I've done recently were the Oathmark Goblins. I did a regiment of those in a week, but I really pushed. They're still about 4 hours each, I'd say.
Wow. Okay. There you go, guys. That's what it takes to be a professional painter. I've spent. I think, I don't spend 6 hours on an epic. I just don't think I can't see it to see what I need to do that. But yeah, no, amazing.
Realistically, I'm at my desk 40 hours a week, so
there you go.
With a brush in hand, other than when I need tea.
Yeah, indeed.
Which, in fairness, is frequently.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I spend a good 40 hours a week painting every day now, or every week for the last 6 years straight, I'd say, and I've been painting consistently at least most days a week since 1996.
All right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, definitely. Do you find it a chore? Do you enjoy it still as a job? I know lots of people talk. Lots of people talk about don't make your hobby your job. You'll hate it. But how do you feel about it?
Well, I think it's a cyclical thing. It's sort of like phases of the moon. When the new moon or the new thing comes in, I'm very excited and I'm all in. When you're on like figure 42 of the same project, it does become more of a, I need to get through this before I throw this across the dining room. On occasion. Some things, when it's something I'm interested in and it's really got my attention and my inspiration, I'm a 7-year-old again, just looking at figures for the first time in the window. I'm like, oh, this is great, I'll go forever. Children change that a little bit, but no, in general, the project, like my personal projects, I still love. I don't have near as much time to do the personal projects these days. I'm working pretty heavily on getting things out the door as quick as I can. For work, but no, I still love it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't.
No.
I mean, yes, it pays the bills, but it's not exactly a
You're
job.
not going to be a millionaire. No,
I don't think so. I don't think so. But no, I still love it absolutely. And what I really love with the Northstar gig is that these were models I loved to paint beforehand, and now being able to do what I would be painting for fun for work makes the day go a lot quicker. And I'm legitimately, I believe in the models they're making. I love the games they produce or produce models for with Ray and other companies. The Oathmark Oathmark itself has my attention. I'm certainly a fan, and I'm a big Oathmark gamer on my personal time. And working on, I think I have 4 armies in process right now. I'm sitting on something like 1,000 figures of my own that I need to paint one day. So in 2057, I'll have it all done. But
I think I'm just trying to think how many I've got. I think you win if you've got 1,000. I think you do win. I got 90. Yeah, I got quite a bit, but I don't think I get to 1,000. So you definitely win on that one. So
I think I may be over exaggerating it a little, but it's at least 800.
Okay, there you go. So and all need painting. That's
a trait. They don't paint themselves. And nice, and they're like
the gluing bit's okay, and the priming bit's okay, and then it's like, okay, now we've got to get through this lot. But yeah, no, that's why I sort of thought about, and you were a moderator on the Oathmark Facebook as well, so I was just trying to do something a little bit different because I needed inspiration. I was just like, I need to do this. I've done it before, and I'm like, need to do this, and I'm going to get some stuff painted instead of I was butterflying. So, which is, I think all wargamers suffer from. It's like,
absolutely,
and you end up doing nothing. So I'm like, I've got all this stuff sitting around for Frostgrave, and I'm like, none of it's painted. Oh, I'll do this, and I'll do a statue, and I'll paint this, and it's like, still haven't got anything really done. And I turn up, and all my bestiary's like half painted, or it's got brown undercoat on it, or you're like,
I feel that. No, I want to say it was 2 years ago now. I built, I customized and converted up a warband for every Frostgrave wizard school.
Oh wow!
And I have them all done. I painted 5 of them in total. I think I have a necromancer, a witch, sigilist, and an enchanter. So that's 4, not 5.
Yeah.
And a few odds and sods to fill in as I need for like troops and things. My bestiary consists of 4 zombies, 1 snake that plays basilisk, and a couple spiders, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Useless.
Yeah. It's just, that's the thing. It's the same. You know, I've got my wizard and stuff done, but yeah, I haven't. I've got a snake that I'm working on. I've been working on him for about 6 months now.
Oh, lovely.
I went to a zoo and took a picture of a yellow viper, a tree snake, and so I've been working. But he's just sitting there, and I'm like, it's yellow.
Hey, that's something.
Yeah. But it just sits there looking at me, going, finish painting me, and it'd probably take me another 3 or 4 hours to finish painting him. But that's why I was just sitting there going, oh, I'll do something else now, because that's difficult. So this is really sort of got concentrated me down.
No, the 30-minute challenge has been fantastic. I'm working on those cabinets for it. I was hoping to get a little bit further than I have so far, but I'll get them done before the end of the month. I promise. I look forward to it, and it will happen because I want to try. I have a secondary human faction I've been working on. I have all the banners made, and I want to put them on. And I want to see what they look like.
I've got some new banners all for my. There's a lady who plays. She plays Oathmark. She's from Venezuela. I think she plays with her boyfriend. So she does all my flags for me, which. Yeah, she designs them all for me. I'm going to do a fun with flags segment with some stuff she does. So Christina, and I don't know. I'm not going to try and pronounce her second name because I will do the Spanish injustice, I'm sure. But yeah, so she's designed all my flags for me. I've gone Viking-esque with my dwarves, and that she's done some fabulous. And I'm going to try and print it on rice paper.
Yes.
Because I think that was you that told me that.
That's
I'm
what
sure
I
it was. Probably sure it was. So I'm going to try that to make them look more flaggy. So
it's good stuff. You get that texture from the paper that looks like fabric, and what they really do is they soak in the glue well. And unlike normal paper, when you try and make an extreme bend, it doesn't actually fold and crease the paper nearly easily. So you can really manipulate that rice paper quite effectively. I found it to be really good on historicals over the years. Some of my Oathmark flags are like that. Some of them are on just copy paper because my printer's broke. So sometimes I like to print them out for me.
She doesn't. If anybody from her work is watching, she doesn't do that.
Oh shoot!
But yeah, no, I'm going to do.
On my own printer in the house.
But I've got all the basing on mine to finish, and I'm hoping to finish my last 5 dwarves this for my first unit to finish, and that's 20 down. Get them all based up because they're all snow covered. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's been there's been a lot of activity on the web pages, both Frostgrave and Oathmark. Oathmark a bit more. Which is really good to see the guys getting involved. So that's really cool.
The community involvement's been really impressive, to be honest. When we were talking about it, the moderators and admins all get together once in a while and say, hey, we're going to do this thing. What do you think? We all thought it was going to be really cool, but I don't think any of us quite expected the sheer quantity of involvement. It's been
I generally didn't, so I was quite chuffed with that, to be honest. So,
it really should be. It's been
we're gonna have to think something cool for December. So paint one model a month for December or something. It's got to be done really well. So I don't know.
While dealing with the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, paint. Paint a model on Christmas Day. No, we won't do anything like that. But it's cool. So and you've been doing some stuff for Stargrave as well. We're swiftly moving on, so apologies. Which has been super cool. Seeing you post up those models as well.
Yeah, for sure. I did a crew for myself, and I did a crew for Northstar, or half a crew for Northstar. I guess they had 5 models for me, which was really fun. I enjoy those models because they're really a cool kind of blank canvas. Like they are a simpler sculpt, but because of that, you can kind of decide what the materials are in a way that's really kind of interesting. And you can really do a lot of different things with the same bodies. So like some people have made the one body I'm thinking of right now into like a red shirt looking Star Trek-y outfit. I turned them into hoodies.
Don't ever paint your figures as red shirts because they're just gonna die a lot.
Line up your runners now.
Yeah.
One of my favorite models I got to do for that so far, for my kit anyway, or for my little team, which I think is going to be interesting. I have a lot of runners, so we'll see how our hackers and chiselers. I have no 0-point models.
Fair enough.
Somehow, with a war dog in it, so we'll see how it does. But the war dog itself from the Quarantine 37 releases was really fun. He's a cool little guy, man, a little German Shepherd in battle armor. And the cyborg was a lot of fun as well. I apparently paint them like Star Wars characters. I've never actually seen the Star Wars I'm plagiarizing, but I'm happy that I figured it out, and they look great.
Fair enough.
Enjoyed them. One bloke said they're more Star Wars than Star Wars miniatures, which I was like, that's interesting. Cool. I'll have to look at some Star Wars.
I'm gonna have to check them out again now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put we're gonna put it up here. We're gonna edit it in and put it in here, and we'll have a look.
Brilliant.
Comment below to see if you're going to do that. So, yeah, I've been playing Stargrave at my club, which is it's a really good fun game. I genuinely have been having fun with it. Nick and et al. I'd be impressed that I'm using my Imperial Assault, Star Wars Imperial Assault figures, because I've got like 500 quid's worth of stuff that's sitting around gathering dust, and I'm like, yeah, I've got to use these. So.
That's awesome.
But I had, so I've got Boba Fett's my captain. So, but it's a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, and you like Joe's games, go and pick it up because you will enjoy it. He's made some really good tweaks in there as well from Frostgrave. You think it's Frostgrave, it's not Frostgrave. You get gun jam, stunned, all of those other little bits and pieces, and it's really good.
It's very different.
Yeah.
I've noticed it. Like on paper, I was like, okay, it's Stargrave in space, fair enough. I want to like these models. More firefights, okay, whatever. And then I started to play it, and it really is something different.
Absolutely.
And the whole way you think about it's very different, because where in Frostgrave, your wizard's doing all the heavy lifting for a lot of it, and it really is what the flavor and your tactics are based off what your wizard is going to be able to do things. Your exos and captains in Stargrave are an important part, but just by the change of it being primarily a range game, it just changes tactically completely. It's much more difficult, I find, to get to absolutely two separate types. Getting the right guy to the right spot, or in my case, the right drone power to open it from safety with my decker. Absolutely.
It's a very different game. We played Broken Fence scenario on Wednesday. Guy at club, he made all the fences up, and they were really good. It was a brilliant game. I won. It was even better because I won. But so but it was it was a fantastic game. And the week before I played the Space City one. On turn 2 I had 3 guys fall off the edge. I was like, it's not going to happen, I can just run up the side here, and it did. And it was brilliant. I lost, but I had so much fun. I'm
looking forward to that.
I had like 4 guys basically fall off the platform, and I was just like, okay. But it's a cracking game, and getting them. I should probably go and buy some. I will buy some. I know I will. It's just I have got so much stuff to do at the moment. As we always do.
You can't go wrong.
No, absolutely.
Got a badger and a monkey hanging out. And I get to make bad 80s movie puns with names and things, so I've,
There's so many things you can do with them. There's some War Games Illustrate, no, or one of the magazines did a load of the guys up in like real good sort of combat.
Oh yeah, those are camouflage models. Yeah,
they were awesome.
And then they used those for the thing with the. I think Artmaster did the Mantic Hornet. Which got me to build my Mantic Hornet, which was a thing since they don't have directions, and I figured it out.
But yes, so but yeah, no, that's pretty cool. So I'm super geared up for tomorrow, because people, if you do see this, I am recording before I go to Salute tomorrow, and Joe's going to be there. So Joe said he's going to be signing some autographs, so I'm looking forward to giving him 30 of my books to autograph. It's got to be done. Here you go. No, I haven't finished. Here's some more. You shouldn't write so many.
Stop being prolific.
Yeah. Stop. Right now. Stop making me have fun. But yeah, no. So it's gonna be quite cool to go see Osprey. They got a Stargrave demo game on participation, and Silver Bayonet as well, I think, is being played.
That is one I'm really excited to start playing.
Yeah, I need to get that done. I've got a copy. I've got that. I want to get some. I'm going to do the solo play. So
that's what I've been doing with Stargrave, is the solo play.
Okay.
With the zombies. I have a ridiculous amount of Necromunda terrain, so I'm repurposing it a bit. The big one I want to do is the City in the Sky scenario there. I have a rather large zone mechanic, whatever they call the industrial zone table. I've got 4x4 that's about 4 feet high.
An industrial zone, that's what they call it.
Yes. But yeah, I have like something like $3,000 worth of that stuff in the shop right now, so I want to do something with it.
Well, I just, the first mission's like called the Black Wolves, and I got bucket loads of wolves, funny enough. So I'm like, I can do that, and I got a werewolf, and I've got bears, and I've got werebears, and I need to get on
monsters.
Yeah, I've got lots of monsters, and I'm like, I'll go and buy some of the hobgoblin. No, don't do that. No. But yeah, no, I've got my Napoleonic's going to go British, so I might pick some more up tomorrow. Do a bit of sharps. I'm thinking, or Captain Blunt, and
I love it.
yeah. With Sergeant Fluter instead of Harper, and the chosen men doing their thing. That's in my head. That's what I'm going to do with the solo play. So I've got buildings and stuff. I think it'd be a cracking little game.
It should be. I'm looking forward to it. I have no Napoleonics in my collection. It's one of my zones of there's a big missing part of things. I have quite a few miniatures over the years, but I've never touched Napoleonics since.
Fair enough. That's where I started. 15 millimeter minifigs when I was 13. Yeah.
What I like about Silver Bayonet is, for somebody like me who isn't in that period heavy, and that's one of those periods where you really don't go small.
No.
Many hundreds of figures or go home. I've never really had the effort, or the inspiration to do regiments of 1,000 men in redcoats, because it's tough.
Yeah, to be honest, all my Napoleonic nowadays are 6mm, because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So
it got me looking at some of the Victrix Napoleonics. I use those for Dark Ages and things.
They're nice.
And I was looking at the Perrys, and then I was looking at the next thing, and Warlord, and all these things. And I nearly did an ECW game a couple years back, and now I'm starting to look back at these, and I could do 10. I could definitely enjoy 10. So the uniforms are brilliant. It's a cool period.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't mind having a little British force myself.
Well, and there you go. And then with the British forces as well. You can use the Hanoverians, you can use the Brunswickians, you can use the Dutch. You can run away with the Belgians. You can use the Portuguese. There's a lot of figures out there you can sort of sub into that, the French as well, to be honest. You can stick your Bavarians in, and your Saxons, and your all the Rhine League Confederates and all that sort of stuff, and all that. So, and the Spanish for some, there is a Spanish faction, but so
it gives a lot of room. It does. and that's one of the neat things about Silver Bayonet is like you can represent in like a lot of Joe's games, Stargrave, Frostgrave, any of them, you can represent a lot of the character types and archetype soldiers in a lot of ways, believably. Like if your rifleman could be a light infantryman, he could be a dragoon. You know, it doesn't really matter. The guy's proficient at shooting the werewolf with the silver bullet.
And that's what happens. Yeah, that's what you need to know. Exactly.
And it'll be really cool to see what people do with the cultists too, because there's a whole lot of nifty lore that you don't see a lot of exploration in, because you don't have a whole lot of 18th century fantasy going out.
No.
So it'll be cool to see what people do with like Russian type mythology, and the game's got a lot of room for expansion too.
Absolutely.
I mean, people are already talking about America. It's like that's obvious, easy expansion.
Absolutely. I bought the Northstar mystery box, and it came with a 1812 US officer in it from one of Northstar's line. Lovely figure. So you can do that. You got Louisiana. You can go down into deep Louisiana and go do a bit of what's that film with Tom what's his name in it, and Brad Pitt, Vampire Diaries, is it, or something, where they
Interview with a Vampire.
That's one. Interview with a Vampire. Thank you very much.
I don't believe I got that from that clue, but I'm gonna take it.
I don't know. There's some vampires, there's some blokes, they eat people, and some of it's set back in the day, so you could have a Baton Rouge and all that sort of malarkey. That'd be quite cool. You can run around swamps. It's got Louisiana swamps. There we go.
And there's some great mythology there too, and some cool monsters you can bring in. I mean, Wendigos and Bigfoots and things already.
Absolutely.
But, like,
so there you go. There you go, Joe. We've already written your new supplement.
Voodoo, you're all set. It'll be fantastic.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely. You could bring them in. Bring a few Haitians in that have come across. So
it's a cool idea to have, and it's a simple game. I was really impressed by the speed and elegance of how it plays out. I've done a little bit of throwing dice with models that make absolutely no sense to the period, but
absolutely, that's fair enough.
The British officer was an officer of 10, not necessarily 1810, but it works out just to play with the rules and see how the 10-sided system works.
It's 10, and it's a lot less swingy than Frostgrave and that. You don't get that. It's got a 20. I'm dead. Crispy feeling every time a 20 rolls up. So, and you can see it coming, and you roll a 1, and you're like, oh, I'm done. Yeah. So every time that 1 comes up, you're like, yeah.
There's a charm to those 20, the D20.
No. I love it. It's
I know. It is a little less swingy.
Yeah.
You make decisions a little more with an expectation than you can in Frostgrave, because there's definitely times my thug has rolled up in Frostgrave and just absolutely annihilated a knight or something.
Absolutely, and I'm a summoner because, hey, I'm going to chuck some imps at you on an easy casting, and they may not always do it, but sometimes they just rip the wizard's head off that I've cast it near to. So, and they're going, oh, it's an imp. And I'm like, yeah, but you rolled a 2 and I rolled a 20. What am I going to do?
You're going to die. You're going to die to imp. Deal with it. I don't know if it's even going to be visible here, but where's my thing? I made these little guys out of the little shmoo guy on the wizard to be my imp. So it's the little character guy. Cut off the heads, the hats from various wizards. This guy's got a fez and a bottle, and he's carrying a little book. And I made a couple stacks of them. I call them like grumbles, I think is what I was calling them in game. But so like there's a single, then a double, then I have a triple, and I was working. I need more grumbles, but I was working on a 40 mil with like a council of grumbles to be a greater demon, and just reusing the little bits on the sprues to be whatever summons I need. And they're cute little comic relief.
I used some cobblestone 15 mil figures, so I nicked that off Scruffy Crow, and they are perfect. So that's what my imps are. So fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, so super excited for tomorrow to go and meet Joe for the first time, obviously, since I got into his games. And yeah, probably bump into people. I don't know. Well, try not to bump into people, but because
not if you're distancing.
No, I've got my passport ready and I've got all the things. So no, super excited. And yeah, so I thank you for coming on and talking with me. It's been fantastic. I really appreciate you coming on. if the viewers like it, I will come back and come and see if you can ask. I will be coming back because I know you're going to be painting other Oathmark stuff. So
that's true.
I'm going to come and I'm going to be going. Can I have a look, boss?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, no. So I really appreciate it, and I know Nick and the guys at Northstar have given you permission to talk about these, and I really appreciate that from them actually. So that's fantastic.
It was very kind.
It was indeed.
I am looking forward to them. Oathmark's got some really cool stuff. The trolls that just came out.
Oh, the trolls!
Excited.
I know.
I've been waiting for some trolls for a long time.
Yeah.
I know there's been talk of ogres on the way.
Yeah.
A few other things, but the game's definitely got some more to offer in the future. I'm sure we'll see some more from all sorts of angles. It's just a wonderful game. It's the creativity we're seeing in the Oathmark group and the 30-minute challenge, especially. Right before we leave, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody who has been posting that. Absolutely. As a mod to the group, it's been a real pleasure to see everybody's creativity and focus and just sheer enjoyment in presenting something to the community, and as a community being able to come together in such a way to have a really great little thing that is nothing more than just a fun little thing to do with all of us. And
that's what it's about.
Exiled way over here in America, so, feel a bit more close to home, being able to,
absolutely. And just one final thing, I did want to give a shout out to, I've forgotten his name, Pierre, for won the pin competition last month.
Yes, those
fantastic. And he, I know you put yours in there, and a couple of other. Did you put one on? I don't know.
I did not this one.
Oh, right, it wasn't you. There was some very good competition. There was some very good competition, and he won by a good mile. I only got 4 votes, so I'm going to go off for you lot. But
the votes gets Nick at this man.
Give me more than 4 votes. No. It was awesome. Well done. I know he's probably won't ever see this because he says he doesn't really use social media, but mate,
but still, they're
pucker. Yeah, and he's doing those halflings at the moment. Brilliant.
That I just put it together. Those halflings are great too. I'm really looking forward to seeing an army of them out. I need to get my hands on the whole bunch of them. And
I've got them. It's another army I've got over there sitting around going, hello. But So anyway, we are leading out. We are going. I am going to say good night. I am going to say good night to you. Good morning and good afternoon, whatever you're doing. Keep painting. Keep enjoying the hobby. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.